We're going to work on moving with ease today. Agility. Agility is when we can uh, we're moving with less effort, and we're able to move more freely and more smoothly, if that kind of makes sense, right? We're more agile. If you want to know what agility looks like, just look at a cat, right? Cats move. You can't even tell they're using muscles. They're so smooth and lovely. And I do want to say one other thing about this is a practice. Okay, we're just practicing. It's not a perfect. Some days we might get it, some days we might miss it. It's okay. We're just practicing. And I like to use the analogy of a baseball player. If you know anything about baseball, what you know is that if a baseball player gets it right 3 out of 10 times, 30% of the time they get it right, they're an all-star, right? So even a baseball player never bats 1,000%. If they're pretty good, they might bat 20% of the time they might get a hit, right? So remember, we're just practicing. So I invite you to take a comfortable seat and start to tune into your breath. And here's our first opportunity to notice what's happening with our breath without any judgment. We're just watching. And as you watch, things might arise. You might notice sensations or thoughts. You're just noticing. And when you start to drift away, just come back to your breath. Drift away, come back. Notice a sensation, come back. We're just practicing. Beautiful. Now invite a deeper inhale in, let a long exhale go. A nice deep breath in, nice long breath out. And just notice, just that little 2 minutes, what's happening for you now. All right. If your eyes are closed, open your eyes, slide yourself forward on your chair so you're sitting up nice and tall. Find that nice lift from your tailbone to the crown of your head, that nice inner lift. And let's bring some movement to create more agility and more freedom in our body. So let's start by placing your hands on your thighs, palms down. And we're going to start by moving our spine. So on an inhale, slide the hands back towards your body and lift your chest up. Shoulder blades move together. And as you exhale, slide the hands forward and round down. The shoulder blades move apart. So moving with the breath, inhale, lift, and exhale, slide the hands forward and round. So this is moving the spine. Very healthy thing to do for your body. Keep going. Follow your breath. Seated cat cow. And you can move as far as you want in both directions. You don't have to go as far as you can unless you want to. You could go halfway if you want to. Farther's not better. Less is more. You might have heard the expression, no pain, no gain. I've changed it. I say pain, no gain. We don't want to experience pain. Beautiful. One more time, breathing in, breathing out, and then come to neutral. settle in, relax something. Release your arms down by your sides. We're going to move with the breath again. We're going to inhale and lift the arms forward, and exhale, float the arms down. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. One more time. Follow your breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to relax the right hand down, and we're going to take the left hand and we're going to bring it up and over, and we're going to tip over to the right, creating some stretch and opening across the left side of the torso. And again, if this bothers your shoulder, just bend the elbow and touch the back of your head. That should release any tension in the shoulder. Beautiful. And then let's come and go the other way. Notice the breath, opening. Yes, and you choose what option works best for you for your arm. And then we'll come on and we'll go the other way, and we will roll the shoulders and swing the arms. All right, and now come back to center. Maintain that nice lift of your spine. We're going to inhale the arms forward and up again. We're going to keep the arms lifted and gently try to touch the ceiling with your fingers so our spine gets very long. And then we're going to turn our shoulders to the right and just touch that right knee or that right thigh. So putting our spine into another movement, and then stay this way and just turn your head and slowly turn your head and look to the left. And then we'll turn our head back to the right. And on your next inhale, inhale and lift the arms back up. Reach, 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 and then turn to the left. And we're just touching the left leg with the right hand. We're not pulling, we're just touching. A little twist of the spine. We'll just take our head and slowly turn our head to the right. And then we'll slowly turn our head back to the left. Yeah, and then on your next inhale, release back to center, lift your arms, reach, and then release your arms to the sides and down, hands on thighs. Take a moment. All right, let's work with the breath a little more. So release your arms down by your sides and spread your fingers. And now we're going to lift the arms straight forward. So my fingers are very spread here. I'm going to touch my hands together. And then I'm on my next inhale, I'm going to inhale and open my arms out to the sides. And as I exhale, I'm going to bring the hands forward and maybe relax my head a little bit. So inhale, opening. I call this bellows breath. It's like you're a bellows. One more time forward. On the exhale, move with your breath. And again, inhale, open. Drawing the breath in, exhale, close. Squeezing the breath out. And relax your arms. Swing your arms, roll your shoulders. Let's shake out the hands, shake out the arms. Yeah. And let's come back to our seated mountain pose and just take a moment to notice. So remember, any discomfort, any pain, we have to stop or change something. Any sensations, right? Discerning the difference between sensation and pain. Sensations usually are okay. We just want to notice them and check in. All right. Now, sitting up nice and tall, again, we're going to lean back and hold on behind the right knee. And then we're going to slowly extend the right leg forward and then down. Let's try that with the breath. We're going to inhale, lift, exhale, relax. One more time. Inhale, lift, Exhale, relax. You might notice sensations. This time we're going to keep the leg lifted and keep breathing. And I've got my toes pointed towards the ceiling. So my foot is flexed. And just so you know the difference, let's point the toes. And then we'll point the toes and we'll flex the toes, flex the foot. Beautiful. And then bend the leg and bring your foot back to the floor. Sit up nice and tall. You know where we're going. Where are you now? All right, let's hold on behind the left leg. Lean back a little bit and we'll strengthen the left leg. 1 and down. 2. All right, so we're warming the muscles up, warming the body up one more time. 3. And then the 4th time, we'll keep the leg lifted, keep breathing. And just for fun, point your toes, flex your toes. That was fun, wasn't it? All right, bend the knee, bring your foot back down, and let's swing our arms. All right, so now we're all seated, and we're going to turn, because we're going to move the body quite a bit, I hope, today. We're going to turn to the right, and I've got my right cheek off the chair, or my left cheek, sorry. And we're going to take the outside leg and we're going to bring it out to the side. Okay, let me change my camera real quick. So we're going to bring it out to the side. It doesn't matter how far back you go. It could be straight out to the side. It could be back a little bit. It's what's comfortable for you. Okay, too far back isn't great for me, so I don't go so far back. And I'm going to turn my torso on, so I'm looking right over my right knee. And I'm looking at my knee and it's pointed right over the toes. Perfect. I'm going to turn my upper chest back to the left so that my shoulders are facing the camera. Okay. We're going to inhale the arms to the sides and up, and exhale, release the arms down. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, release. This time we're going to inhale up. We're going to leave the arms lifted. If this is uncomfortable, then we bring our hands into prayer position. Again, so you have choices. Which one feels better for you? Mm-hmm. Now, we're going to take that left hand, I'm going to bring it to my leg, and I'm going to slide it down as I lift my other arm up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now I'm going to bring the right arm down, and I'm going to take my left arm and I'm going to bring it around to the side. And I've got my right forearm resting on that thigh as I reach forward. And then some of us are going to lean that top shoulder back a little bit. Lean it back so it's opening. Yes. Beautiful. And then we're going to bring both our arms back to our starting position, Warrior Two, and relax the arms down and bring that leg in. And then we will dance our way over to the other side. Actually, stop in the middle, just roll your shoulders, swing your arms, loosey-goosey, and then we'll head the other way. So again, that outer leg is off the chair. I want to make sure that front knee is aimed for those toes, and I'll bring this leg off to the side. Okay. And I want this leg in front firmly, that foot firmly planted on the floor. Yep. And we'll lift the arms. Oh, wait, sorry. The upper chest is going to turn. We'll lift the arms to the sides and up, either in full warrior arms or prayer position. We can look over those front fingers. Breathe. Bring the back hand to the back thigh, and then we're going to lift the front arm up as we slide this hand maybe down a little bit more. Feel all that opening. Breathing, smiling, happy stretching. And then we're going to bring that front arm down and place the forearm on the thigh, but I don't want to collapse. I want to stay lifted, and then I'll bring my other arm to the side and up. And then maybe think about leaning back. So this shoulder opens a little bit. Don't push it, right? Farther's not better. Keep breathing. Excellent. And now we'll bring that top hand down and we'll come back to our starting warrior two position. And I'm going to reach the hands out away from each other and then relax the arms down. Bring that leg in because we're moving mindfully, and then we'll come over to our center seat and roll the shoulders. Take a moment. So that was a little we did warrior two, we did exalted warrior, and we did side angle. Now see if you can find the back of your chair seat or just the back of the sides. Slide forward, and we're just going to lean back. That upper chest is opening. Now, I haven't dropped my head back, okay? I'm keeping my head lined up with my spine. So my neck is nice and long. Notice the breath. All right, beautiful. And then come on forward and find that nice inner lift again. Bring your feet and your knees apart a little bit more. And then we're just going to rock the knees like this. And then we're going to rock the knees this way and that way. I'm spinning on my seat. Right. By the way, agility and moving with ease is not only about the body, but if you think about it, it could be about our mind too. You know, can we think and about being agile with the way we think about things and how we move? Yoga is not just about the physical body. It's about all the bodies that reside within us, including the emotional body, the breath. All right, come back to center. Keep your feet apart a little bit like this. Now, I want to keep my spine neutral. So I've got curves in my spine, especially the low back. I want to keep that there. I want to hinge from my hips as I tip forward, but my back has not changed. I still have a nice neutral back. And some folks might want to come a little lower, or some folks might want to just hang out with their forearms on their thighs. Some folks might want to slide their hands down, but not at the expense of tension in the low back. So you decide how far you want to go. Farther's not better. Noticing sensations. A little bit of a forward bend from the hips, from the hip hinge. We're going to come back to that in a moment. And then wherever you are, stay in this position, but bring your hands onto your thighs, just above the knees. And then push your hands into your thighs as you take a nice breath in and come back up. Beautiful. And bring your feet together. And let's practice standing, okay? And this is part of being agile and moving with ease, is how are we going to get up out of our chair? So side view. I'm going to spend a little more time practicing this today because we're working on moving with ease, okay? So version one, I'm going to bring my heels back a little further towards my body, but I still want my heels on the floor. If they pop up, we need to come forward a little bit. Now, I'm going to hinge from my hips. I'm going to tip forward. Let's all do this together. Hold on to the chair, lean forward, push into your feet, and come on up, and then come on down. So that's version one. Hold on to the chair. If you want to try version two, hands to the thighs, tip forward, neutral spine, push into the floor, and come on up. Come on down. So you have choices. You always have choices. Chair, hold on to the chair. It's a good choice. Hands on the thighs, also a good choice. Choice number three, arms forward, Hinge from your hips, push into the floor, and come on up. Beautiful. So you don't have to choose. So let's come down one more time and you decide which version you want to use. Chair, thighs, hands. You decide. I kind of like the thigh version myself. Hinge from your hips, push into the floor, and come on up. Beautiful. And we are now standing, and I'm going to change my camera angle. So keep, yeah. And let's come into mountain pose. And let's see, where am I headed? I'd like to have the back of the, I'd like to be next to the high back of the chair, okay? Because we're going to use that for balance in a moment. So you can, yeah, and make sure the chair doesn't have wheels. If it does, we got a problem, okay? And we also want to make sure that the chair doesn't slide. So I have a yoga mat under my chair so it won't move if I push on it. Another thing you can do if it slides is you can put it next to a wall so it won't move because the wall will stop it. Okay, so let's come into mountain pose. Find a nice inner lift from your feet. Rise your energy and your awareness up through the knees, soft knees. Rise up through your hips, rise up to the shoulders, the crown of the head. Yeah, beautiful. Now, I'd like you to shift your torso, your body a little to the right and then back to the left. Keep going and notice what's happening on your feet here. Okay, so we're just going sideways. Mm-hmm. Notice the feet. Beautiful. Now come to center. And now we're going to go forwards and backwards just a little bit, right? Forward. I notice, oh, my feet, what's going on there? Back, careful. You can use the chair. Forward, back, noticing what's happening in the feet. Yeah, back to center. And now let's just make some circles with our body, noticing the feet. Yeah. Let's go the other way. Circle the other direction. Noticing. Now, start to make smaller and smaller and smaller circles. Let's see if you can find a centered place where you have even weight on the outsides of your feet, the insides of your feet, even weight between the toes and the heels, and you're right in the middle. And see if you can land in the middle. Soft knees. All right, beautiful. Yeah, there you are. All right. Now, let's shake out our legs. Just shake them out a little bit. And this time we're going to come back to our mountain pose, but our feet are a little wider apart, right? So here's my mountain where my feet are lined up with my hips. I'm gonna just step a little bit more, maybe an inch or two to each side. And now I'm going to start to go side to side again. I got my chair here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the right and I'm going to lift my left foot up and then down. And then I'm going to go the other way, lift it up and down. Mm-hmm. So a little balancing. And the next time I go to the right, we go to the right, I'm going to hang out here and maybe lift my left leg up. Yeah. And then I'm going to come down with my left leg and I'm going to go to the left. And I don't have my chair, I can't reach my chair, so I have to be careful. Balancing. All right. And then back. Beautiful. And shake out your legs. And let's do the little it's called elephant pose. I'm just gonna, my feet are apart. I'm just gonna swing my shoulders. Notice how your body's moving, especially the legs. You know, maybe the knees bend a little bit, one of the knees, the heel lifts. You really don't have to tell your body how to move. It knows how to move. All right, beautiful. Okay, now I want to teach you guys a little movement practice. So I'm going to use the high back of the chair. And again, I want to make sure give it a little push, make sure it doesn't slide, okay? And if it slides, again, you can put the seat up against a wall or something, but I want to face the back of the chair. We're going to start in mountain. So we're going to do a little flowing movement. Uh, and we're just going to flow with it and see what happens, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. So my upper arms, I just want to show you this from this view. My upper arms are going to rotate out. And when I do that, my palms turn out. Okay, so I didn't leave I didn't turn my palms. I turned my arms and my palms turned. Okay. So we're going to take a breath in and a breath out. And then on our next in breath, we're going to inhale the arms to the sides and up. And as I exhale, I'm going to swan dive down. I'm going to hinge from my hips and I'm going to hold on to the front of the chair, the back of the chair. And then I'm going to step my right foot back and my left foot back. And I'm going to press my rear end back and I'm going to come into my downward facing dog. And then on my next inhale, I'm going to bring my torso forward, legs stay where they are, and I'm going to do a little bit of a plank like this. And then I'm going to come back to my down dog. I'm going to step my left foot forward, my right foot forward. I'm going to release my arms and I'm going to swan dive my arms up. And as I exhale, I'm going to release my arms down. Okay. So we did a lot of movement there. And I want to remind you, we're going to do it again. This is a sun salute, which is a very popular, famous movement. But let's do a little forward bending exercise here. You got hip creases here. If you take your fingers and you put them right into those hip creases and you push in, you're going to start to tip forward. Soften your knees, okay? And then come on up. So we want to practice bending when we have to do a forward bend, like if we have to pick something up off the floor, we dropped an apple or something. We need to practice hinging from the hips, and that'll keep the back nice. So side view. This is the old way. I rounded my back. I didn't hinge from my hips. I bent from my waist. This is the new version. I hinge from my hips. My low back hasn't rounded at all. And if I need to come lower to the floor, I can bend my knees, but my back is still nice and straight. Okay. So that's the practice. There'll be a test next week. All right. Let's come back and do our sun salutes again. And we might change it up a little bit. So we're moving, a lot of things are happening at once here. So start in mountain pose, relax your arms, take a breath. Nice exhale, soft knees. Externally rotate those upper arms. We're going to inhale the arms to the sides and up. As we swan dive down, we're going to hinge from our hips and come forward. This time we'll step the left leg straight back and then the right leg downward facing dog, soft knees. Inhale, come forward, use the chair for support into an up dog. Exhale back, down dog. This time we'll step the right foot forward, the left foot forward. We're going to unhinge our hips and swan dive up and swan dive down and take a moment in mountain pose. Now I'm going to add something. So you decide how adding a little extra in there is going to do for you, right? So this is actually a sun salute A. We're going to try the B version now. A little trickier, but don't worry, you can do it. And if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. So we'll start in mountain. We're going to repeat everything. Externally rotate the arms. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive down, hinging from the hips. Right leg back, left leg back, downward facing dog. Forward into this little up dog, it's called. Back to down dog. Now we're going to step the left foot forward and bend the left knee forward. And we're going to take the opposite arm and lift it up. And then we're going to bring that arm down. Yeah. And then we're going to step that bent leg back to the right, down dog. And now we're going to bring the other leg forward, bend the knee, and we'll bring the opposite arm up. Yeah. And then down. And then we'll step that front leg back alongside the other leg, downward facing dog. And now we'll step one leg forward and the other leg forward. We're going to finish up here. Bend the knees. Inhale, press your feet into the floor, lift up, lift the arms, swan dive up, swan dive down. Take a moment in mountain pose. Yeah, great practice. If you only have 5 minutes to move every day, you can do this little sequence of sun salutes. And you can practice that, right? Maybe we'll do this more often. I wanted to do this today because I wanted to show you how we're becoming a lot more agile. Shoulders, knees, hips, feet, ankles, elbows, hands, right? A lot is going on in here. I encourage you to play with your sun salutes. And yeah, and it will heat you up. You'll get warm doing sun salutes. All right. Let's come into mountain, bring the feet apart a little bit, and we're gonna circle the hips. We're gonna make figure eights with the hips. Notice the weight shifting in your feet when you do this. And then circle in the other direction. So again, a big part of our practice is noticing what's happening. Yeah, I'm moving my hips, but I can also notice what's going on in my feet when I do this. All right. Excellent. And then come to neutral. And we're going to repeat our warrior 2 sequence now. Okay. So make sure you have room to step the feet apart. And if you want to use the chair, you can put it in front and use it for support with one or both hands. So you decide what works best for you. I'm not going to use the chair so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. But you can always use the chair. Chairs are wonderful. I love my chair. Okay. Here we go. Mountain pose. Notice. Here we go. We're going to step the feet apart about 3.5 feet. What we're about to do, we did sitting in a chair, so you can repeat it in a chair if you want to. We're going to take the right foot and we're going to turn it out 90 degrees. My back heel is going to lift and move back, and I'm going to anchor that foot into the floor. Okay, so my hips turned, but remember, we're going to turn our chest, our shoulders back towards the camera, but my hips stayed this way, but my shoulders turned back this way. We're going to inhale the arms to the sides and up, or prayer position, your choice. Keep weight in that back foot as you bend the front knee forward, not past the ankle. This is past my ankle. This is right over my ankle. If I want to go deeper, I just walk the foot forward. Here we go. Warrior 2. Look over those front fingers. Keep your knee facing forward. Beautiful. Back hand to the back thigh. Front hand lifts up into exalted warrior. Yeah. Now I'm going to windmill my arms around in a big circle, and I'm going to bring my forearm onto the thigh as I reach my other arm forward. That's it. And then, if you want to, You can lean back a little bit, open that shoulder. I'm keeping my head lined up with my spine. I'm looking straight ahead. Some folks might want to look at their armpit. It's up to you. And then I'm going to push into that front foot and I'll bring my arms back to warrior two. Release your arms, straighten the front knee. If you're standing, parallel your feet and step your feet together. Take a moment in mountain pose and check in. All right, beautiful. Let's go for the second side. Step the feet apart. This time my left toes are going to turn out. My back heel is going to lift and step back, and I'm really pushing into that back heel. We're heading in this direction, but we're really heading in this direction, okay? So let's lift the arms to the sides and up. Keep pushing into that back foot as you bend the front knee forward, not past the ankle. So my shoulders are still over my hips, right? The tendency is to bring the shoulders forward, but we don't want to do that. We want to keep the shoulders over the hips so that we can use the strength of our legs. Beautiful. Warrior two. Back hand to back thigh, front arm lifts, exalted warrior. And now we'll windmill the arms around, coming into side angle. And remember, I don't want to sink into that shoulder. I want to lift out of that shoulder. Reach. Beautiful. Yes. And then press into that front foot as we bring our arms back to warrior two. Reach. Release. Careful now, straighten the front knee, parallel the feet, and step the feet together. Mountain pose. Beautiful. Let's do a little bit of a reset with a downward facing dog, which we did as part of our sun salutes. Now you can use the back of the chair or you can use the chair seat. You decide what works best for you, okay? Back of the chair, chair seat. We're going to inhale the arms to the sides and up. We're going to swan dive down either to the back of the chair or this chair seat. Step one foot back and the other foot back, coming to your down dog. Down dog is about a long spine, so soften your knees, move your tailbone back, get very long, and let's do a little flow here. So high plank, and keep going into a little up dog. Strong arms, back to down dog. So there's lots of different ways of doing that. You can even do this seated in a chair, and then we'll step one foot forward, the other foot forward, press into the feet, come on up, and release your arms. Yeah, beautiful. I'm just looking at the clock here to see how we're doing on time. I think we're doing okay. Let's roll the shoulders. Let's swing the arms. Let's come into mountain pose again. Have the feet a little bit apart, and we're going to swing the shoulders. So the arms are just going for the ride. Notice how the hips turn. Notice how the knees are moving. Notice how the foot is lifting. Right? We don't want to push against the way our body knows how to move. Yeah, right. And back to center. All right, let's do one more thing standing, and then we're going to come and either lie down or sit. So I'm going to invite you to step your feet fairly wide apart. And if you're seated in a chair, that's fine. You can stay seated, fairly wide apart. Now, I'm going to take my feet and I'm going to turn my toes out so they're about 45 degrees. Now, I'm taking the back of my hand. I got a nice curve in my low back. Everybody notice that curve? We're going to keep that curve there, okay? We're going to bend our knees and be careful if you have knee stuff going on. Don't go so low here, okay? I'm going to bend my knees in the direction of my toes, but I just sat straight down. I didn't tip forward. I just came straight down. The lower you go, the more possibly tension in the knees. But if you just bend the knees a little bit, that should feel okay. Strengthening the legs. Now I'm going to bring my arms into what we call bird wing. And then I'm going to straighten my arms and my legs and come into X pose. And then I'm going to come back into, this is called goddess pose for all you goddesses out there. We all have a little goddess within us. And then X, and then goddess. I'm just sitting straight down. My back hasn't changed. X, beautiful, goddess. Keep breathing. Come into X whenever you feel ready. Or we hang out in goddess for a few breaths, strengthening our legs so that we're more agile, so that we can move with more ease. That's it. If you're going in and out, beautiful. If you're hanging out with me, feel the burn. All right. And everybody will finish in X and release the arms and carefully step the feet together. Shake out your legs. And let's swing our arms. All right. Okay. So, two choices. One is to come down and lie on the floor. The other is to come and sit in a chair. So take your time. There's no rush. Transition moments are when we kind of forget about being mindful, right? So we always want to practice moving mindfully, including when we come to lie down. So find that nice lift if you're sitting. If you're lying down, you're going to lift one knee. You're going to lift both knees, but one at a time, and hold on with your hands and rock from side to side. If you're sitting, we're going to tip back and bring one knee up and give it a hug. And then we'll bring the other knee up and give it a hug. Yeah. And then if you're on the floor, go ahead and bring both feet back to the floor. Yeah. All right. If you are lying down, here's what I'd like you to try. Bring your feet forward a little bit, so not too close, and then bring your feet and your knees nice and wide. Okay, this is for the folks lying down. And then you're going to drop both knees. You're going to start to swing the knees from side to side. And then eventually you're going to go to one side and let the knees go all the way. Folks in the chair, check this out, okay? We're gonna turn back the way we did when we started our warrior practice, but this time both cheeks can be on the seat. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. We're gonna reach our arms forward and up, and then we're gonna gently turn towards the back of the chair and see if we can hold on to the chair seat with both hands. Let me show you what this looks like. So we get long, and then we're going to turn like this, and we're just going to hold on to the back of the chair. Now, some of us might actually use the back of the chair to help guide us a little further into this gentle twist, or not. Farther's not better. Folks on the floor, come back to center and go the other way. Make sure the knees are nice and wide. Folks in the chair, we're going to unwind and lift the arms up and reach and release. And then we're going to do-si-do. We're going to dance over to the other side of our chair. And remember, before we twist, we're going to lift the arms so the spine gets beautifully long. And then we're going to turn towards the back of the chair. And maybe we hold on to the back of the chair with our hands. Maybe if that's comfortable. And maybe push into the outer hand and pull with the inner hand a little bit. Beautiful. And then Folks on the floor, come back to center. Bring both knees up to your chest. Folks in the chair, we're going to come back to center. Lift the arms up, reach, and release the arms down. Yeah. And folks in the chair, you're going to do-si-do back over to the front of the chair. Folks on the floor, you're going to make yourself comfortable. Extend your legs long if you want to. Folks in the chair, we're going to lean back. And we're going to just take a few moments to notice our breath. Notice sensations. Notice anything else that might be happening, thoughts. And remember, the practice is in the coming back. So when you feel like you've gone off someplace, that's fine. That's natural for us all to do that. Just take a moment to practice coming back. So, and the best place to come back to is your breath. So when your mind begins to wander off 1,000 times, simply bring it back 1,000 times. Remember to come back if you've drifted off. This is the practice. Noticing where you are. Come back to your breath. Notice where you are, and with loving kindness, come back. Now begin to deepen your inhale. Let a nice long exhale go. One more time. Nice smooth breath in. Nice gentle long breath out. Wiggle your fingers. Twinkle your toes. Circle your wrists and your ankles if you're on the floor. Slowly bring larger movements into your arms. You can stretch, you can reach, whatever your body wants to do. Listen to your body as you move gently. And then when you're ready to open your eyes, I invite you, if you're lying down and you want to come to sit, roll to one side with your knees bent and use the strength of your hands, top hand to press yourself up. Take a seat. When you arrive there, let's bring our hands together in front of our heart. And just take a moment to notice the touch of your hands against each other. Notice the touch of your hands touching each other. And let's take a moment to acknowledge to yourself one thing that you are grateful for today. I am grateful for. May this practice not only support us, but our agility, our ease of movement, our breath, and maybe even support those who aren't practicing with us today, but who might be suffering. May this practice support them as well. We end our practice saying namaste. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing today. Hopefully we brought a little more agility and a little more ease of movement, even though it might not have been easy. But thank you so much.